What is up, guys? Welcome to another video. Now today is going to be a little bit different. Normally wouldn't make this kind of video, but things have just got to the point recently where I just want to express my opinion on some things and just share where I stand on it. I don't want to be involved, just want to get my opinion out. So when you're watching and listening and reading these kind of things, want to sort of make you guys aware before making any actions yourself. So yeah, anyway, let's get straight into the video. So last week I was making videos every single day, and then I took a sort of a week off because I was just getting burnt out. I have no idea how Retro Jamie pumps them out every day like that. He's a machine. I just had to stop because I was just so tired from how I was doing it. I was staying up crazy late. I'm just gonna make videos when I have something particularly I want to talk about, or there's a good video that can provide some value for you guys. Anyway, yes, so the past sort of month, I'd say, I've been deep down the sort of Depop seller community rabbit hole, if you will, where I'm being more active. I'm more actively following different sellers and interacting and stuff like that on Instagram. Starting to get to the point where I'm actually seeing different sellers arguing with each other, and I think I just want to sort of give my perspective on it before, people are actually falling out and causing drama, because yeah, it's not what we should be sort of doing or encouraging. Yeah, because everyone's on their own journeys, and people sort of sharing information and sending people to different sellers and wholesalers, it's just getting a bit messy. So I just want to give my opinion, and yeah, you can take it as you will, but I definitely think it's worth something listening to. So I make these videos where I sort of discuss what's going on in my sort of Depop reselling world with Coppers, which is my sort of Depop store. And yeah, sometimes I make tips and tricks videos, but it's all sort of little bits of help and things that have worked for me that you can sort of take on and maybe integrate into your store. But I don't feel like I'm at all qualified to tell you this is what you do, this is how it's done. As I said in previous videos, always be unique, always do your own thing. So I feel it's getting to the point now where sort of there's pages and people Hustle Reselling, for example. I'm sure a lot of you guys follow that page. They're getting a bit of shtick at the moment for a TikTok they made where it's sort of talking about how they get hold of certain stock, and people are getting a bit sort of heated about it. But the end of the day, as I said, it's like giving financial advice. Unless you're qualified to give financial advice, you cannot say this is how it's done, this is what you need to invest in. What you have to think about is just everyone is on their own journey with Depop and reselling. For me personally, if you're sort of trying to step into this world just to make a quick few quid, it's just really not worth your time. If you're a very casual seller on Depop, you're one of these people that just has a full-time job, or you're studying, you're at university, and you just want to make some little bit of extra money, and you sort of get some of your items from your wardrobe and chuck them up on Depop, and if they sell, they sell, they don't, then that's fine. But if you're trying to step in and you're watching all this content and you're taking all this information in, and then you're acting on it by sort of going to these places which people mention in videos and whatnot, and dropping serious money, £300 to £500 on suppliers from overseas or even in the country, with these wholesalers that every one of them says they're the best wholesaler in the UK. It's just a marketing strategy. None of it's true. You can see their social media content. They're always going to just show you the best stuff. The harsh reality is that, when you get these bundles or whatever, unless you're doing a hand pick where you're paying premium prices to get the exact things you want, then you're buying these bales where I guarantee 50 to 60% will be absolute garbage, and you should be able to make profit on the good stuff. But unless you're really like into the game and you're taking really good photos, you're putting the effort into it, like, you're not going to get the payoff. So I really strongly advise that you don't get influenced by, what people are saying, or, people that describe it as easy profit. Like, there is no easy profit in life, is the harsh reality of it. Like, you have to sort of work for this stuff. So yeah, none of the stuff I say is like I never want you to watch one of my videos where I'm like showing you how I take my photos or how I list stuff on Depop, because it's just what I do and it works for me. I've gone through trial and error to get to where I am, and I've been consistent with it. Like, luckily I'm in a position where I've been furloughed from my usual part-time job, so all I can do now is spend every day in lockdown working on coppers as hard as I can to generate, the sales and just the content and stuff like that. So if you're not in a position to like put solid effort into it, and you think you're going to spend X amount of money with a wholesaler or something, just take a step back for a second and realize, what is your life situation? Do you have time to set aside? So there's two sources at the moment which I'd say are pushing out the most sort of advice and tips for Depop reselling at the moment, which I've just had my eyes on, I don't know, for the past month now, because it's just like they're both very consistent with their content, and they're both trying to do, like, they've both got different visions, and that is the Hustle Reselling Instagram page and Retro Jamie. Like, Retro Jamie is great. He has crazy consistent YouTube videos, which they're really good every time, and it's sort of, so in my opinion, he's got a better sort of outlook on starting a Depop store and giving you advice. Like, he does the reviews on people's Depop pages if they're just kind of small and starting out. He gives them like good advice that way, and I don't know. I just find him very sort of a solid option if you are looking for advice going into Depop reselling. Whereas the Hustle Reselling Instagram page is slightly different. So it's more community based. Like, one thing I want to give them a big shout out on is those like podcast videos they do where they invite a seller on and they just have a long form discussion. That content is really great. I find that interesting. I find that kind of stuff very helpful. Not necessarily directly sort of helpful for me, but it's sort of good hearing these stories from these different sellers that started from nothing and now they're full-time verified top sellers. That stuff's really good. But yeah, it can get a bit iffy when they're sort of making TikTok videos explaining like, this is how you make easy money. People are getting a bit heated about that. They made sort of this guide. I think I haven't read it personally, but I just don't think there should be a guide to doing this. I just don't think there should be information put out there sort of telling people how to do it, because honestly, when I started, like, I'm going to make a video about how and why I started doing coppers, because when I started, I didn't know anyone in the community. I wasn't watching YouTube videos on how to be a Depopper. It was just a bunch of different things in my life that sort of pushed me to starting this, and through trial and error I made it work, and now I'm doing all right from it. So yeah, I just think it's important that when you're consuming content, especially if you're a new seller, I can't stress this enough, if you're a new seller, don't take everything you're hearing online from these different sort of sources with a pinch of salt. Don't go and listen to it and then think, right, let's go drop £500 on this website. You've need to do a lot more research and just be careful, because I feel like a lot of people are dropping money that they might not even have on these huge piles of clothes that are getting sent to their houses or whatever. And yeah, you just need to be a bit more careful. I guess I just want to end this video by saying, if you have any more questions, or you're really stuck on something, just DM me on Instagram, on the Coppers Instagram, at Coppers97. More than happy to talk to you in the DMs. Leave a comment, because yeah, I just realized in the Depop community recently, things are getting a little bit heated. People are starting to fall out of each other, and I just felt I needed to make a video sharing my opinion, because yeah, I think people are taking information they're seeing through TikTok, Instagram, a bit too literally, and thinking they can make loads of money quickly, which, if that's the case, I don't think you should be bothering doing this line of work, because, I do this because I frickin' love streetwear fashion and, just clothing in general. Like, yeah, it's something that's really, like, close to my heart, and I'm, like, super stoked that I'm able to do this. And when there's just people flooding through the Depop doors, setting up shop, waiting to make loads of money, it's just kind of frustrating. So hopefully a lot of you can sort of like understand where I'm coming from. And yeah, I'm definitely gonna come back. I'm definitely gonna make my sort of like why I started this video next, because I feel like people need to understand why most people who do this and do it well, why they started it. And yeah, I'm not saying I'm some super amazing seller or whatever, but yeah, just doing this, I'm super, like, I'm very happy and grateful that I get to do this somewhat full time, and yeah, I love it. So hope you guys got something from that. Again, if you need to talk, DM me, and yeah, hope you enjoyed the video. Please subscribe if you're new. Drop a like, really helps us out, and don't forget to subscribe. And yeah, I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.